Hello everybody! In April, I hosted what I dubbed the 1024 Challenge. It was a 3D character modeling challenge where you were tasked to create a character model that was 1024 triangles or less with a texture that was 1024 pixels by 1024 pixels or less. When I was initially planning this challenge out, I expected maybe, 20, 30 submissions max, right? However, I guess you all had different plans because I somehow received, and I still can't believe this, around 300 total submissions. That is crazy. I literally do not have words. Thank you all so much for all your hard work and the amazing submissions you made. If you didn't already see, I actually live streamed myself looking over all of your submissions right here on this very YouTube channel. So go check out the live tab on my YouTube channel if you want to go see those. And you definitely should, because we got some unbelievably creative, beautiful, unexpected, awesome things that you should definitely check out by going to that live tab today. Because in this video, we're going to be talking about the top 20 winners of the 1024 Challenge. I was only planning on highlighting 5 to 10 winners in this video, but we got such an insanely large volume of entries that I ended up doubling that number to 20. But before we get into things here, I want to make something very clear. Every last person who submitted a model to this challenge has gone far above and beyond. Most people who watch these tutorials or any tutorials like them on YouTube get stuck in what I like to call tutorial hell, where they watch plenty of educational videos on YouTube, but never actually go out there and make something of their own. And the fact that so many beginners went through this entire process from concept art to fully fledged, fully textured 3D model and made their dream character with this challenge is nothing short of amazing. The teamwork, creativity, troubleshooting, and sense of community that we had in our public Discord server, which I'll link below this video, was just awesome to see as well. This is something that requires so many skill sets, from modeling and texturing to even potentially animation and rigging. So you have all done something truly extraordinary by submitting a model to this challenge. Even if you were totally unhappy with your final result, you absolutely hated it, the skills you learned by going through this process are going to serve you for years to come. So seriously, congratulations, give yourself a pat on the back, you really deserve it for going through this whole process and really taking your skills to the next level. But with all of that out of the way, let's go over the top 20 winners of the 1024 Challenge. As a reminder, 3rd and 2nd place get a $25 Steam gift card, as well as my premium low poly character modeling series. And number 1 here gets a $50 Steam gift card, as well as my premium low poly modeling series as well. But before we get to those top 3 winners, we're gonna go through 17 entries that are also winners. However, these 17 entries are not going to be in any particular order. So while these entries are still some of my absolute top picks, the first 17 here are not in any particular order. Only the top 3 winners are. And one last thing to mention is that while I have very specific tastes in character design, I used 5 different criteria to grade these models. One was character design creativity. How was the idea itself? Was it creative? Was it fun? 2 was actual design. Were there good, clear silhouettes? Was there great shape language happening? 3 was texturing. How were the shadows handled? How was color used in order to enhance the character design? 4 was animation, if applicable. You didn't need to make an animation for this challenge, but if you did, that's also another important criteria. And 5 was overall presentation quality. How did you take all the little different pieces of your model and make them come together in a cohesive whole that was easy to digest and visually pleasing to look at? So while we don't have a panel of judges here, it is just me. I used those criteria to decide the winners of this challenge. All right, ready? Let's get right into it. We're going to start this list with some honorable mentions. These are some amazing 3D models that didn't quite make the cut for the top 20 of this list. And starting off our honorable mentions here, we have this beautiful fan art of Sakura by Wadi Rin. And next up here, we have this lovely character model by Current, followed by this lovely submission by Setchel, and this super awesome submission by Alex Wonderbrew. Next up, we got this awesome submission by Alva Bryan, this beautifully textured submission by Lucky Man, this super fun character design by Malvelli, this awesome Blender Chan concept by Mikaya, this extremely fun concept by Low Poly Walnuts, Melon Soda's awesome Goblin Scientist Lab Rat character, Alberto Hernandez's awesome Fooly Cooly tribute, Profidor's super cool 3D model, Qsadilla's awesome Teto model, Rails for the incredible variety and quantity of models they submitted this challenge. They had 5 different character models they submitted. Rio Abane for their beautifully broken down and crafted original character model, NK Orange for this lovely character design they made 3D, Solinar for this beautiful Mogin the Stone Pilot tribute, and last but certainly not least for our honorable mentions, this wonderful original character by DeadSec Pony. That about wraps it up for honorable mentions. There are so many more I wish I could have put here, but I could only put so many entries in this video, so let's move on to the top 20 entries. At number 20, we have this beautiful entry by Eclair, which has lovely texturing, such well-realized shading details in the clothing, and as well as the face and hair, and just overall is just a wonderful character design and a very cute, appealing animation on the right here. Next up, we have this entry by Ten Zin, which has such an incredibly simple yet effective character design. I love the use of color here. I love how this was textured and shaded, but more than anything, it's so incredibly expressive. I could easily see this being like a VTuber design. I just love these poses as well. They're great. With such a simple yet effective execution, this was just too expressive and executed too well for me not to include it. And I could not have this list without Floofinator's amazing entry, both from an animation perspective, but also from a texturing perspective. This is just phenomenal stuff. I love this little trick with the eyes behind the glasses. It looks so cute. This character is so expressive, they're animated so well, and this whole concept was executed so cleanly that there's no way I could have this list without Floofinator's entry, because it's fantastic stuff. And right here we have Dax's original character, Dust, and I love the use of color here, and the way that we have this gold trim all around their robe here just looks so clean. I love the contrast between those two colors, and I love the shading on the face, on the eyes, and overall these poses are just so nice, and I love seeing some awesome original character designs in this challenge. So huge shout out for Dax for this amazing character model. Once again, they've been killing it. It's time for a fan favorite, and this one is Robin Rodriguez's excellent Pizza Night character concept. I love the fact that their hat is a slice of pizza, their shield is also a slice of pizza, and the use of the blue to contrast against those colors and the little highlights in the armor we have on their helmet. It just looks so clean, such a wonderful presentation, such a cute, fun character design concept, executed so well. So huge shout out to Robin for this lovely character model. Next up, we have Pril Darill's lovely policewoman original character. And for this submission, there's a lot that I really like about it. First of all, the fact that this hair was accomplished using cards. So this is like a flat plane that this transparent texture of this wavy hair strands was added onto, which is really smart because it's actually quite hard to get hair that looks like that in low poly. So doing that on an image plane, that's a great idea. And the presentation here overall is fantastic. I love the use of backgrounds here. I love how many unique animations we have for this character, even this unique scene. There's so much going on, so much storytelling here, and it's just a lovely executed character. It has wonderful shading. I love how the hair and eyes look here, and overall this is just a fantastic submission. Next up, we have this submission by Red Arting for their original character called Ironbeak. And I particularly love the use of shapes in this character, both from a silhouette perspective, because if we just pause any one frame here, you can see there's such a wonderfully clear, chunky silhouette, which I love to see in low poly work. But you also have this really nice use of shadows in the feathers of this character that just gives this such a simple yet highly effective look. And I just love how this turned out. Wonderful character design, wonderful shading by Red Arting. Next up, we have this Cheese Tart Miku by Squeegee 3D. This has wonderful presentation. I love the background on this, it looks beautiful. And I love how the shading in general was accomplished here. This has such a clean, fun look to it, and I love all these little animations in each corner here, so great entry and super cute model here by Squeegee 3D. And here we have a lovely submission by both Laura Rubert and Day Bjart. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm actually lumping these together because this was actually a dual submission, as you can see by tabbing between these here. And both of these turned out absolutely fantastic. These are so expressive and so faithful to the art style of the show they're from, yet pushed more so from a shading perspective in order that they hold up much better in 3D here. And I love the proportions here. Look at these different facial expressions. They're absolutely adorable. The presentation here looks fantastic, so huge shout out to both these artists because these submissions turned out absolutely fantastic. This submission right here by Cookie Cootie is absolutely brilliant. I love the use of shading and colors here. Look how fantastic this turnaround looks, and the way it was executed in 3D looks so clean. What a fantastic character design. So simple, again, very simple character design, but it's just so appealing. All these little shading details, this little, I don't know, backpack or strap they have, satchel, whatever that is, and this giant oversized zipper. What a fun character design. This would be an amazing submission on its own, but Cookie Cootie here went above and beyond because they made an entire animated short with this character. This is 1 minute and 5 seconds long, and it's fantastic. I'm not going to spoil the whole thing here. It's called Found a New Friend in the Apocalypse, and you should watch it on your own, but this is a fantastic short, fantastic submission. Just look at this. Crazy stuff. What an amazing submission. Next up, we have this awesome submission by Cascader, and talk about nailing an aesthetic here. This just resonates so much cool. All these little spinning discs on this character, and this next page that looks straight out of a gaming magazine from the 90s. What a fantastic breakdown here. What a great use of presentation, graphic design. This just looks so cool. So awesome submission here by Cascader. Next up, we have this submission by Meta Ever of their Cardboard Fox Girl, and I have to say, what an incredibly unique and creative submission for this challenge to have your character be completely made of cardboard in order to kind of fit that triangle budget really easily. That's such a fun choice, and the texturing here looks so clean. Great materials, great texturing, and great character design and presentation overall with awesome animation. This animation is so appealing and looks so clean. And next up, we have this wonderful submission by Miu V, and I absolutely love this character design. So clean. I love how these little rocket boots look, and the plug tail looks so cute and has fantastic shading here and color work overall, and just a wonderful level of presentation. It's so simple, but so cleanly laid out. And this model just turned out absolutely fantastic with some really nice texturing work. So awesome submission here as well. And this submission right here by Verloch is just absolutely amazing. Talk about a awesome idea, having all three of these cats in like an oversized trench coat and just executing it in such a fun, clean way. Look at the texturing work here overall, and this pose on the left here. It just looks so good. It's so funny. It's so well executed. I love these little particle effects we have here as well. They kind of add to that motion, and just has such expressive characters. I love how all three of these cats feel like they have their own distinctive personality as well. And the way the shading was accomplished here just looks fantastic. So wonderful submission here by Verloch. This submission by What Do You just looks fantastic. We got some wonderful texturing work going on here. It looks so clean, kind of reminds me of that 80s style of the show, but with even more detailed texturing than you'd get there. And it looks awesome, right? But, however, and you're gonna excuse my cheesiness for a second here, there is more that meets the eye to this submission, because if we go to this next part of it, you can see that it transforms, dude. That's crazy. It looks so clean when it transforms as well. Like, you don't see any obvious seams or anything. Like, look at that. That is remarkable, not only modeling, but engineering, like figuring that out and getting that in the right triangle budget, figuring out all that. And look how clean the shading on the windshield looks here as well. What an awesome submission here. You got to get so many bonus points for that transformation, because that's jaw-dropping. That's an amazing level of execution here. Next up, we have this character model by Shureku, and I have to say, not only is this wonderfully presented, I mean, just look at those blades of grass, the background, all this graphic design we have on the left here looks fantastic. We get this great breakdown of all the different facial expressions they have. Just looks awesome. And not only that, but we get the try count on the character as well as the weapon here and all these cleanly laid out statistics. So that looks fantastic, as well as texture sheet. But you also have this beautifully textured, beautifully realized character on the right here that looks fantastic with wonderful, wonderful colors. I'm a sucker for this purple, orange, blue aesthetic. It just looks so clean. And we even have a full animation here with impact frames and all. Like, this looks so, so cool. So amazing submission here by Shudeku. This submission was so incredibly close to getting in the top 3, but it just barely didn't make it. And this one is by Michaela Salustio and has just remarkable. I don't know if I've ever seen texturing that looks quite like this on a low poly model. And I have to say, just this presentation is so clean. Look how amazing these little folds in the fabric look. These posing in general in the feet just looks so clean. This ballerina pose looks incredible. I just love how this face is shaded. I love how this is presented. What an incredibly clean submission. Great, great texturing. It's maybe the best texturing in the whole challenge. I absolutely love this submission. So huge shout out to Michaela Salustio. Didn't quite make the top 3, but man, I really want to do there because this is just unbelievably good stuff. And now we finally entered the last leg of the 1024 challenge winners, the top 3 entries. These are entries that went above and beyond in one way or another and earned their place as winners of both the Steam gift card and my premium low poly course. So without further ado, let's get right into the top 3 winners of the 1024 challenge. At number 3, we have this model by Mother Lyra. Not only do we have multiple unique animations here, but we have a character model that was executed and textured in a way that was just so clean that really earned its number 3 spot on this list. The amount of care and detail that went into every single last detail on this character, from the hair to the outfit to this unique walk cycle, was just outstanding, and they really deserve this number 3 spot on the list. At number 2, we have this submission that just gave me so much joy, and it is by Zobi Draws. This is some absolutely beautifully executed fan art of Snailian from Snail's House. I'm going to try to link this in the description below because there's actually audio that is lip synced to this animation, and it just looks so clean. It's a beautiful tribute to the Guru Guru music video and the Snailian as a character, and I just love how incredibly appealing these animations look. This presentation is just remarkable. The way we have these texture sheets laid out right here, and this little preview of what they look like in VR chat, because that's another wonderful aspect of this submission. Zobi was kind enough to make this a public VR chat avatar that anyone can clone and use for free, which is so unnecessary but amazing. What an amazing little bonus to the submission. What a way to give back to the community, and what an incredible submission by Zobi Draws this is. At number 1 in the contest, we have this beautiful fan art by Churshen. To me, this almost feels like a low poly sculpture, the way that each and every single part of this is detailed and handled with such an unbelievably high amount of care. I love the use of transparent image planes behind the character to get these beautiful sakura blossoms or flowers. I love the sense of flow in this overall. It really feels like such a beautiful composition. And just the immaculate amount of detail they're able to get in their clothing, and all the little details on their hair and the way the braids look, it's just a stunning achievement of a low poly model, and all those reasons are why it earned its number 1 spot in this contest. And as a bonus, Churshen not only submitted this model, but they also submitted this one, which looks equally fantastic and has wonderful shading as well. But that about covers it. There were so many more models I wanted to cover. I know I'm going to hear about it in the comment section. Trust me, if you wish a model was in this video, I wish it was too. There's so many amazing entries. Make sure to watch those live streams if you haven't already, because there's so much incredible work that I was not able to highlight in this video, unfortunately. But thank you for watching. Make sure to check out my low poly course, which will be linked in the description below if you want to take your low poly skills to the next level and you enjoy my teaching style. And I'll see you again in the 1024 challenge next year. When I was initially planning this contest out, I was expecting maybe 20 or 30 challenges. When I was initially...